straddling the fine line between career and mental illness. Jeff and Jeremy in the morning on 93.3 KZOC.
Hey, yeah, stay away from me. Haven't you heard that there's a new disease? Hey, it's COVID-19. It's the reason why we're social distancing. Hey, do what I say. You gotta get inoculated.
Okay, it's 8 o'clock. It's Jeff and Jeremy here. I'm in studio. Jeff is at home this morning. And people that are paying attention on the reg probably have noticed that things have been a little bit different yesterday and today.
Is it on the reg or is it on the reg? I always say on the reg.
Oh, you do? I say the reg, short for regular.
I understand that.
Okay. No, that's good. It's good that we're not doing everything exactly the same. But anyways, what happened here is yesterday we were doing the show and management came in and said, hey, listen, somebody that works here was in contact with somebody who was in contact with somebody who tested positive. Did you follow that? Somebody who works here was in contact with somebody who was in contact with somebody who has COVID. So They said, go home. We're going to figure out what we're going to do. So they sent us all home. We put it in the second half of the show starting at this time. Yesterday was when it happened as a best of. And then there you go, the rest of the day. And then today they were cleaning this morning, and now we're back. We're allowed back in studio to do the second half of the show.
They fired me down the stairs doing a little contact tracing. I feel like Lamar Jackson, different Lamar. Lamar Miller was the pointless running back for the Houston Texans and the Miami Dolphins. Lamar Jackson is the good quarterback for the Baltimore Ravens. And they found that I was close in contact, so I am sitting at home. Jeremy is sitting in the studio. I don't know if you're familiar with the movie Monsters, Inc., but they did a 2319. Jeremy, I know this is one of the few kid movies that you like.
I don't remember the 23. No, I don't remember the 2319.
2319 is when that monster comes back from scaring his kid, and he has a sock stuck to him, and they have to strip him down and give him. That's the 2319.
Oh, okay, I do remember that now. Okay.
So they gave the studio the big 2319 last night, and
this morning
there was like it's like when you remember those fogger bombs that you used to light off in your house. I don't know if you guys did this when you were kids, but whenever we had like pests. Like if we had an ant infestation or if there were carpenter ants, we would have this fogger thing that we would have to light off. We'd have to cover up all our food and then leave for like 6 hours and let this thing off in the house and then come back and everything would be fine. And then we'd uncover all our food and all that stuff. Did you ever have to do that?
No, never did.
Oh.
I've seen it on TV, though. I've seen a bug bomb. You just dropped a bug bomb off, and you're supposed to leave the house until it dissipates and so on. Yeah, Are bug bombs
still a thing?
I was thinking there might be a film in here from the bomb they said they were going to do, but it doesn't smell any different in here. It doesn't look any different, and nothing has been touched. Like all the papers are in the same spot. You know what I mean? So it might have just been a lot of wishy-washy. I don't know. But anyways,
I know that HVAC companies are like specializing in that now.
So maybe they brought a light in. Maybe they brought that. Have you seen that ultraviolet light they bring in that'll kill everything? Maybe that's what it was. I have no idea.
I know they infused the HVAC systems with like some I don't know, sanitation type scenarios with the liquid that they do, and then it's constantly working, and they work on the filters. I mean, I think that's a lot of the stuff that they're doing in airplanes now.
Oh yeah, probably. Yeah. So anyways, this is supposed to be sanitary. And so Jeff will be working from home at least today. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow.
So it doesn't smell like a hospital in there, huh?
It doesn't smell like anything in here. It smells the same. It smells like we have carpeted walls, and it smells like whatever's been living in this carpeted walls for the last 15 years, it's still there.
Yeah, I will emerge safer from being in quarantine after this is all said and done than you will, because you will have, I guess, I don't know how many more days exposure to those carpeted walls. So congratulations on that front.
Yeah. How you feeling? Are you feeling good? You don't think you got it, did you?
No. Everybody is fine. Even the people that I know that have been in close contact with
the person,
the source, patient zero, seem to be fine.
Okay, good. How's patient zero? Do you know?
I do not know. Oh, okay. And I don't think I'll ever. I mean, it's so far down the chain that I don't even know patient zero's name, and I won't know patient zero's name when this is all said and done. I mean, it's that far down the chain, but our company is taking extreme caution, so kudos to them.
I got a text from Uncle Albert.
Safe. We're all in this together, right? I
got a text from Uncle Albert last night. He said, "Hey, did you notice that we've had the lowest numbers in San Luis Obispo County since in 2021 so far in 2021, which is 21 days in yesterday for COVID." He goes, "Ooh, big surprise. New Biden president inaugurated, and we have the lowest numbers."
Uh-oh.
He is under the theory, he is under the conspiracy theory that now the numbers will just plummet now that Joe Biden is in office and that it's all been lies beforehand. So I know he's not the only one that feels that way, but I thought that was kind of funny, and I figured you might think that.
I noticed that you're not wearing a mask. I thought you'd be wearing a mask today.
I'm in the studio by myself. I don't need to. There's no one around.
Right, but given the fact that the building, is come into question, and I mean now that the new regime has taken over, wasn't one of the plans was going to be 100 days of mask wearing?
I don't know. I'm going to go home then if that's the case, because I apparently have come in contact with somebody who's come in contact with a person that has COVID. So I need to go home because I do not want to sit in a room by myself wearing a mask.
Have you been rehearsing that chain of contact tracing?
I had to say it a few times before we started here.
I find it very hard to follow.
Well, that's the kind of the funny part of it. It's ridiculous is what it is. But hey, you know what? Let's not take any precautions. The company is being overly, protective or overly thorough, which is good. Huh?
Let's take precautions.
Yes, that's what I mean. I apologize. Yes. Let's see. I'm just looking at tight ass COVID conservative. He says, "Oh, hush up about wearing a mask unless it's a type 35, whatever the hell. It doesn't protect you from breathing in any." I don't know what that means. All right. Anyways, but we know how you feel, tight ass COVID conservative. So thank you. Thanks to Mike and Rufus. They were worried that we were going to that we were kidnapped and they were going to come down here and check it out, but we're fine. Just a little COVID scare of somebody who was close to a scare.
When this is all said and done, I want to see the investment records of all the lawmakers in the land and see how many of them had invested in materials that it takes to manufacture masks.
Thing anymore. It's 2021. We got Joe Biden as our president, and now we're all getting along.
After we were told to go home yesterday morning, I did take the opportunity to watch history being made, and that was the weirdest inauguration I've ever seen. It was funny because Lady Gaga came out and she looked like she was a character from the Hunger Games. She had that brass or gold a dove on her lapel.
Nice.
And then she had these earpieces that were made especially for her to be able to sing the song. And it felt, I don't know if that's the message that the new administration wanted to get out there, was the fact that, like, okay, the council has taken power. I mean, and to add to it even more so, the only people in attendance were celebrities, which was the strangest thing to me, because I'm like, well, okay, so you have the political elite and you have the popular elite, and then you have somebody dressed up like the Hunger Games characters singing the national anthem.
But everybody that I saw interviewed last night on the news, locally and nationally, through NBC, seems to feel that this is what makes them feel better, and they feel like this is positive. So
no, there was
that's what you do.
Shots that they kept showing. One was the flags blowing in the wind because nobody could attend it. they just put a bunch of flags somewhere into a shot that they could use for the video cameras. And those flags blowing in the wind, it looked like it was like footage taken some other time and just ingested into the broadcast. And then the menacing presence of the National Guard that was there. And I know why they were there, because of what happened, on the 6th, but it was just the visuals that you took away from the inauguration was, everybody's wearing a mask, and except for when they're speaking, and the plexiglass everywhere. And I know they have to take those precautions, but the fact that they have to take those precautions it's a grim look into the world that we live in currently.
Yeah, no, for sure. For sure. I guess I'm just so used to it now. I mean, for God's sakes, you and I have plexiglass between us. Everywhere you go, there's plexiglass. I mean, whether you're going to get some food or the drugstore or, wherever you go, if they let you in.
And I think for the Biden administration, just speaking from an area I'm probably not qualified to speak from, but from a political strategist realm, there's nowhere to go but up. Anything is success at this point. And it's not through the fault of the previous administration. It's just the way everything is lined up. And it's crazy. But I mean, when you watch that, how do you not but wonder, is like, God, what kind of world are we living in?
Yeah, no, it's pretty crazy. I mean, you feel like you're in the movie. I mean, you feel like you're in the movies, and that's what's happening. I will say the one thing that I thought that was pretty cool was apparently Joe Biden's son, who passed away, was a big fan of the New Radicals, and this song, "You Get What You Give," we're very familiar with it. We love the song. It got the band back together.
You're kidding me.
No, they got together. This is them live, by the way, playing yesterday at a parade celebration. Whoops, I didn't mean to fast forward that. I apologize.
Wait, we're having parades now? As long as it's for the right reasons, right? Like,
right.
You were the president's, the new president's son's favorite band, then they're like, okay, you guys can go ahead and go in the parade. You can perform.
So, anyways, they were out there performing yesterday as part of the celebration. I did not see the performance. What's the lead singer's name? It seems like Greg or something like that, isn't it?
I have no idea. I mean, if you're a big fan of the band,
Greg Alexander,
aren't you just a big fan of that song?
You're a big fan of that song, or you're a big fan of the band. But anyways, he talked about
one album. They were around for like a year and a half. Did very few shows. I don't know. I mean, I like the song. I like the album. I really like the album a lot. I think it's a good album. I just think it's interesting that I can't bring myself to call, even though it's one of my favorite albums of all time, I still can't bring myself to call them a big fan of the band, because the body of work is next to nothing.
One album.
Yeah.
Well, I was reading into it this morning because I was like, well, this is really interesting, because I never got the full story what happened here. He pretty much did every instrument. He did have some girl that was on the All in the Family as a little girl, was a friend of his who actually does the backup singing on this and does some keyboard stuff. But other than that, when they toured, he just got his friends together and they went out and toured. Well, he got tired of the media having to talk to jackasses like us. He didn't like doing the interviews. He didn't like talking, doing all the stuff you have to do. He just wanted to play music, and that's why he's like, forget it. The band's broken up. I'm going to go on and write some more songs, because that's what he likes to do. And he wrote, produced, and all that kind of stuff. But anyways, this is him talking about getting the band back together yesterday.
Hi, I'm the lead singer from the New Radicals. The band ended over 20 years ago, before our second single was even released. So when we heard that You Get What You Give was a Biden family anthem, it felt more radical in a good way than, well, being a Rolling Stone next to the Sex Pistols on a greatest one-album wonders list. But we pledged if Joe won, we'd get together and play our little song, both in memory and in honor of our new president's patriot son, Beau, and also with the prayer of Joe being able to bring our country together again. Joe, Kamala, this one's for you.
So there you go. Everybody's excited. Not everybody, I guess. I guess there are some people that didn't vote for Joe that aren't excited. But, I mean, everybody else is very excited, and it's got me feeling positive today.
Imagine getting the back, I don't know what you were doing I'm guessing he was in his late 20s when the band was together. And then going 20 years. I mean, I don't even know I don't even remember what I was doing in my late 20s. I mean, just meeting you, I think, and starting, this endeavor that we've worked on for 20 years.
Right.
But imagine if we went back to our community college radio station and we just walked right in and we're like, all right, we're ready to do this again. It would be very uncomfortable.
Well,
there had to be some rehearsals going on.
Well, yeah, they had to, right? I mean, yeah, like if we hadn't done anything, if we hadn't done this in a long time, just sitting down together again, I don't know. I mean, it's probably a little different. It's just talking, but, yeah, it had to be interesting and be able to get those guys back together to play the song. I'm sure there was a lot of rehearsing. So maybe they'll come out with another album because I've always liked this guy's voice. But
somewhere there's an insurance office that is missing a salesman today because the New Radicals got back together.
And I think that's about everything that happened, on the inauguration yesterday that I saw.
Well, the headline news of the inauguration, as told by Jeremy West, is
about
the New Radicals got back together.
I mean, and of course, I know that we had our first African-American, Asian-American female vice president. I mean, I know that was a big deal, but the news covered that. You turn into this, you get a different story. A story maybe didn't even know about.
Gaga and the New Radicals mentioned in the same breath.
93.3 KZOZ Rock.
The other day, you put up on Facebook something about burning your mouth. What do you bite into? And I think I wrote lasagna because I always burn my mouth when I bite into lasagna after I pull it out of the oven, and I can't wait for it to cool. But
so when you ask the question, this question is like what? Basically, it's what food do you want to eat immediately, no matter what the repercussions?
Right. But I did it to myself last night on a microwave burrito, because I haven't had a burrito in a long time. And so I microwaved the burrito, then I threw it in my air fryer. So I could get
a great 1-2 punch on the microwave.
Yeah, because you get the tortilla, excellent. Crunchy. And so I got my
but
salsa.
You have to cook the ice cube of whatever is inside.
Right.
With the microwave.
And so then I let it sit, like, I swear, at least 5 minutes. It was probably 7 minutes. Because I was also making chili at the time, so I was cutting up onions and peppers, and I cut up an entire onion, a pepper, and the beans, and I did all of that, and then I went back and I took a bite of this damn thing. I burned the whole roof of my mouth, and so now it's going to blister, and then it's going to peel, and I won't be able to eat anything like a sandwich or anything you have to bite into for, I don't know, probably 2-3 weeks.
So I love Totino's pizza rolls, and Totino's pizza rolls were the inspiration for asking the populace this question. Only because I made a big heaping helping of them for lunch the other day, and I know what I'm getting into with the Totino's pizza roll. Yeah. I know for a fact that what's inside is going to burn the hell in my mouth, and even though I know that that's going to happen, I'm still like, I can't wait. I'm going in. And every time I burn my mouth with those stupid pizza rolls.
I have not. Hot Pockets are the worst. I know somebody wrote Hot Pockets. Burritos happens to me. Pizza, yeah, I guess a pizza can happen. Normally I get my pizza from a restaurant, so by the time it gets to the house, it's not even, it's barely warm. But if you make one in the oven, anything that comes out of the oven, casseroles, God, it could be worse. Hey, by the way, I forgot I should update everybody that Jeff is working from home today. Twisted Glaze fan just wrote in. Good morning, by the way, buddy. He says, Jeff sounds like he's in a tunnel or the bathroom. Well, he's at home in his bathroom. He's in the shower doing the show to this day because he has to quarantine.
I keep my tunnel in the bathroom, so that's how it works in my house.
He's firing one down the tunnel, if you know what I mean. So, and he's doing the show at the same time. So if he sounds funny, that's why. But yeah, back to burning your mouth. It is the absolute worst thing to do, and you can't do it. And you know what? I haven't had pizza rolls in so long, but if I had some pizza rolls here right now, I would burn my mouth on them because I wouldn't be able to wait. And it takes too long for them to cool down on the inside.
I know people that listen to the show on a regular basis kind of know that I can be unfair and cruel and mean to you at times for the sake of entertainment, but also for the sake of being real as well. And I literally had this thought last night as I've been instructed to work from home because I have come in closer contact with the source of a possible COVID than you have. That the cruelest trick that you could play is what I do is I keep food at work. Like right now, there are 4 cinnamon rolls sitting waiting for me in the refrigerator. And the cruelest joke that you could play on me would be have a cinnamon roll smorgasbord any morning that I'm stuck in the house and you are there.
Well, good.
We have to look at each other down a video line now.
Yeah, we are actually doing a video chat thing. So that's actually great. So if you piss me off today or tomorrow, I'm going to go eat your cinnamon rolls. Do you have anything else in there? Because I'll cook it all up. And I'll just hand it out.
I don't know when I get to come back based on NFL protocol. I hope it's based on NFL protocol because it seems like if you have any worth whatsoever, they'll get you back out on the field.
Here's the thing. But it's not just you. Seth isn't here today. Suzanne's not here. They're all working from home. They have, setups to where they can do their DJ shifts from home. I had to come in here to be able to bring you in and do all this, even though I don't know if I have to be here either, but I chose to be here so I could eat your cinnamon rolls.
If we were an NFL team, you would be like Tom Brady and you caught the COVID and, somebody around there caught the COVID and they'd be like, oh, we'll just look the other direction on you there, Tom. You're good to go. No contact tracing.
So, yeah, I got a text last night that said, oh my gosh, I got to read it to you because it's pretty funny. Suzanne is our point person on all this. She's the safety officer here, the hall monitor. And she says, no emergency, just letting you know, still waiting on official word from corporate, but exploring having a few limited people in the station tomorrow. You may be one of them. Stand by.
Lucky you.
And then I got the call. Because otherwise, I'd be fishing right now. I would be fishing. Yesterday was too windy to go fishing. Today, I would have gone fishing. I would have said, you know what? I haven't been to Santa Margarita in a while. I'm going to go up there and throw the lure around. But I was the chosen one.
What we're doing right now from a boat.
I could.
Wi-Fi problems?
If I had it, I couldn't do it at Margarita. There's no cell phone service for me. But at Lopez, if I go on the backside where the arm is, I get 4G full. There's a tower right up on the hill. I could literally do anything from there.
Maybe tomorrow.
Tomorrow's Friday. Yeah. What if I come in contact with somebody who's come in contact with somebody who's come in contact with somebody who has COVID? Then maybe I need to quarantine on a boat in the middle of the lake.
Well, you have.
But we
all have. That's why nobody's there except for you. Maybe
it's true.
This is there's one of two things, and it's each end of the spectrum. You're either the most valuable player or you're expendable and you're okay to get cast aside.
Yeah, I think it's the latter. I think I'm the expendable one. Damn it.
I'm Jeremy. Go in.